All right, court's on the record, Commerce City Municipal Court for February 17th of 2022. For the people that are on Zoom, please place your devices on mute. I will ask you to unmute your device when I'm ready to call your case. For the person in the courtroom, since you're standing up there, could you do me a favor, just tap that thick black microphone in front of you? Not that one. Okay, it's on. Good. All right. While you're there, I just need you to speak loudly and clearly. Part of my responsibility today is to make sure that everything that you say gets properly recorded. After you're done at the station, I'll direct you to see my clerks in the lobby. Their windows are located to the left once you've exited through the double doors at the rear of the courtroom. So when you leave, go out through those double doors, make the left before you get to the metal detector, and that'll get you to my clerks. All right, so court's on the record regarding Marco Soto. Case number is EM3676. Good morning. I have a document that indicates that if you plead guilty, oh shoot, is there a default? Yeah, there's a default. Give me a minute. All right. City attorney has no objection. So first, I'm going to grant your request to set aside the default from when you failed to appear on February 10th. Bless you. The second document indicates that if you plead guilty to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, that's a 2-point violation. The city attorney will dismiss the original speeding charge against you from January 18th of 2022 at about 10:15 in the morning in the area of 75th and Highway 2 here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this reduced charge? Yes, Your Honor. Yeah, you don't need to bend over. Just talk as if you're talking to me up here. Has anyone, did you watch the advisement of rights video? And do you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this reduced charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal related rights that you were advised of in that video? Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this reduced charge against your will? Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea? Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today? Then to the added reduced charge of driving a defective vehicle, a 2-point violation on January 18th of 2022 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty? I'll accept your guilty plea. Anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you? Okay, your driving record shows a ticket from Platteville from November of last year. Is that entry correct? All right, your scheduled fine's $120. I'm going to go ahead and reduce your fine to $80 plus surcharges plus court costs. If you go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerks, they're going to tell you the total workout payment arrangements. Do you have any questions? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Okay, that's fine. All right, Dale Dahlke, if you would unmute your device, this is case number EM3672.
Okay.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, I have a document that alleges that on January 12th of 2022 at about 4:30 in the morning in the area of 17086 East 106th Avenue here in Commerce City, that you committed the offense of harassment. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Yeah.
Okay, the city attorney said he reviewed the elements of that charge with you. In other words, he explained to you, if this case went to trial, what he would have to prove in order for you to be found guilty of committing this offense. Did he go over those elements with you?
No, but I understand.
Well, no, that's actually not good enough.
Not good enough. I know. Okay.
He indicated he just read them to you.
Okay.
Which subsection is it? The strike, shove, kick? Huh? Right, strike, shove, kick? All right. All right. In order for you to be found guilty of this charge, if it went to trial, the city attorney would have to prove that on or about January 12th of 2022 at approximately 4:30 in the morning in the area of 17086 East 106th Avenue in Commerce City, in Adams County, in Colorado, that you struck, shoved, kicked, or otherwise touched a person or subjected him or her to physical contact. Those are the elements of the charge. Basically implies that without their permission and that you did it in a manner that caused them to feel harassed, annoyed, alarmed, or molested. Do you understand what the elements of the charge is?
Yes.
All right. Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes.
Are you currently a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces?
No.
All right, the second document I have says that, that you're not being asked to enter a plea today. The city attorney has agreed to hold your case in suspense for 6 months. At the end of 6 months, if you commit no new law violations, the case against you can be dismissed. Is this how you wish to resolve your case?
Yes.
All right, you need to understand that you have the right today to plead not guilty to committing this offense. If you entered your not guilty plea today, the city would have to bring your case to trial within 91 days of today's date. That's called your right to a speedy trial. In order to hold your case in suspense for 6 months, we're obviously going beyond the dates of your right to a speedy trial. Are you willing to waive your right to a speedy trial in order to take advantage of the offer being made to you by the city prosecutor?
Yes.
All right, has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to waive your right to a speedy trial against your will?
No.
Has anyone made any promise to you other than the deferred prosecution to get you to waive that right?
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No.
Then I'll find that you've made a knowing, intelligent, and voluntary waiver of your right to a speedy trial. So what's going to happen now is we're going to place your case in suspense. At the end of 6 months, the city prosecutor will pull up your case, see if there's any reason to revoke the deferred prosecution. If there is not, he'll file a motion to dismiss your case. When you leave the meeting today, my clerks are going to send you a notice by email as to when that 6 month period is up. After that period is up, assuming there's no motion to revoke the deferred prosecution, you can contact my staff. They'll give you a copy of the order of dismissal. The nature of this charge is such that if you wish to have the record of this case sealed, after the case is dismissed, you can petition the court to seal the record. There's no costs or anything associated with the deferred prosecution. There is a $65 filing fee associated with any petition to seal the record. So again, my clerks will reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow to let you know when the 6 months are up. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, just don't pick up any new cases in the next 6 months. All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good day.
Yep.
Yeah, we've only got one clerk. So
I know, I was just, what should I tell Mr. Sun?
just tell them to wait.
I don't know if you have to wait till 10.
No, just wait till her to go up and get it. Okay, Keyshawn Key, if you would unmute your device. Good morning.
Morning.
All right, I have a document that alleges that on January 24th of 2022, at about 11:30 at night in the area of 9922 Reunion Street, that you committed the offense of unlawful possession or consumption of marijuana by an underage person. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Yes.
All right, the city attorney said he reviewed the elements of that charge with you. In other words, he explained what he would have to prove if your case went to trial in order for you to be found guilty of this charge. Did he go over those elements with you?
No, sir.
You know, this is twice, two people in a row said that he didn't go over them, and I've got the elements with his initials saying that he went over them with you. So I'll go ahead and explain them to you. For the elements of this charge, he would have to prove that on or about January 24th of 2022, at about 11:30 at night, in the area of 9922 Reunion Parkway in Commerce City, in Adams County, Colorado, that you knowingly or intentionally possessed, consumed, or used 2 ounces of less of marijuana while under the age of 21. He didn't explain that to you?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
He said the 2 ounces. Yeah, I do
Yeah, it's
remember
less than
that.
2 ounces. That's what makes it a municipal offense.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see what's next. Okay, what he's saying is that he's asking the case to be set over for a pretrial conference to give you the opportunity to engage in the marijuana diversion program. It's a one-day class. You complete the class, submit the certificate of completion on or before the next court date, then this case gets dismissed. Is this how you wish to resolve your case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, give me a moment. And you did watch the advisement of rights video, right?
Yes. Yes.
And are you a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, when you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to give you a notice of the next court date. It's going to be in about 6 or 7 weeks. That way you have plenty of time to get the diversion class done. They'll send you a referral to the people that put on the class. It's important that you contact them this week or beginning of next week because those classes fill up. It's important that you can get signed up for one that's before the next court date. When you finish the class, they'll give you a certificate of completion. It's your responsibility to make sure that certificate gets submitted to my court on or before the next court date. If everything is in order, then as soon as I receive that proof, I'll dismiss the case. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Have a good day. Brian Frawley, if you would go ahead and unmute your device. This is EM 14513. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Give me a moment while I pull up your case. All right, I have a document that indicates that you're pleading guilty to committing the offense of theft on January 20th of 2022 at about 6:30 in the evening from the area of 5990 Dahlia Street. That's the Walmart store located here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal-related rights that you were advised of in that video.
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No.
Then to the charge of theft on January 20th of 2022 here in Commerce City, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'll accept your guilty plea. I'll find it's knowing, intelligently, and voluntarily made with a full understanding of the rights being waived as well as the possible consequences. Are you currently a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces?
No.
All right, is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
I just made a stupid decision trying to get a couple gifts for my daughter and been having a rash of bad luck and learning my lesson the hard way, I guess.
All right. According to what I'm looking at, it shows that you have a shoplift in Thornton. Shoot, I closed. Give me a second. I pulled something down that I shouldn't have. Let's see. There it is. No, that wasn't it. I keep pulling the wrong history down. Have you gone to court yet on the Thornton case?
Yeah, and I was sentenced already. They gave me a year of unsupervised probation, and I got to take a shoplifting class.
The petty theft class? Okay. Did this case here in Commerce City take place before or after you got sentenced in Thornton?
After.
You working?
I currently have my own business. Been trying to get it up and running like full swing, but I'm having problems with it.
What's the nature of the business?
Buying and selling reused stuff and new stuff and stuff like that.
All right. Because with the second, there's a punitive sanction, punishment. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I want you to listen carefully to how I'm imposing this sentence. I'm going to impose the minimum fine against you, which is $50. There's going to be surcharges and court costs that get added. I'm going to impose a 45-day jail sentence. However, I'm going to suspend 30 of those days, and I'm going to let you serve the remaining 15 days on in-home detention. I'm also going to order that the 30 days in jail are suspended on the conditions of you paying the fines and court costs, you successfully completing the 15 days of in-home detention, that's the ankle monitor. I'm ordering you never to return to the Walmart store here in Commerce City. Now, it's likely that you've been trespassed out of all Walmarts and Sam's Clubs nationwide. That's their typical policy. But the only one I have jurisdiction over is the one that's here in Commerce City. And I'm ordering you never to go back to that store for any reason whatsoever. You're also to commit no new law violations other than routine traffic violations in Commerce City for a period of 1 year. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email. They're going to tell you what the total is of the fines and costs and tell you how to pay electronically. And if you need to make a payment plan, they'll arrange that for you. They're going to give you a referral to the people that do the ankle monitor. Today is February 17th. I'm going to give you till March 10th at 4 o'clock to start serving the 15 days on in-home detention. They'll send you a referral to the company. It's called High Tech Offender Management Services. They'll tell you what you need to do in order to get signed up. They'll tell you what you need to do to get hooked up on or before the deadline. Now, I understand that finances and emergencies take place. If you run into those and you need an extension before starting the 15 days, you need to make sure I get notified on March 9th or 10th, because I won't let you do that after the deadline. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so again, you're going to $50 fine plus surcharges plus court costs. I'm not going to reorder the petty theft class. I'm not going to give you community service because I'm going to put you on the ankle monitor. You comply with everything, and that's all that's going to happen to you. You fail to follow my order in any way, I'll impose the 45 days as straight time in the Adams County Jail. Do you have any questions about what's expected of you?
Is there a cost for the ankle monitor?
Yes, there is, and you'll have to work that out with those people. There's usually a minimum deposit that you have to make to get hooked up, and then there's a daily fee. And if you successfully complete it, they give you a discount. Okay? Any other questions?
No.
Okay, then you can go ahead and leave the meeting. My clerks will reach out to you by email.
Have a good day, Your Honor.
You too. Tricia and Van, if you would unmute your device. Or where are you? I don't show him on Zoom.
Judge, he was on Zoom.
Okay.
Adam was saying that he needed audio support, but when he said that, he was no longer on Zoom.
Okay. Scheduled at 10 o'clock for sentence review. I see we sent him a community service form, but I don't have a full one back. And I don't have proof of the class. This is CM 296616. So I'm showing, I don't have proof that he's done anything.
Yeah, he had called this morning and informed me that he might need an extension for the class, but
Might need.
yeah, but I told him to talk to Adam, and from there on we would get it all sorted out.
Okay. Yeah, I don't show that he's done anything. All right.
So dropped off the meeting.
Can you tell me how much he owes? Are you able to determine that?
I can look.
You need the case number again?
I got it pulled up. Are you talking fines or hours?
Yeah, fines and costs. No, I know he owes, I mean, I got the findings and the orders here. I'm just trying to figure out between warrant fees and everything else. He owes the class 16 hours of petty theft. He owes 16 hours of community service. I can't see how much he owes in terms of fines and costs.
He owed 79. It looks like he paid that back in 2020, actually.
Okay, but wasn't there a new warrant fee after that?
We have one from January of 2022, recent findings and orders.
Yeah, that's when I
Yeah,
vacated
it
the
says
warrant.
to pay.
So I think he still owes $50, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Technically he should. Yeah, it looks like you didn't waive the fees.
No, I ordered him to pay it. You can see on the
Yeah,
bottom
but-
of the Rule 211, that warrant vacated,
It is.
defendant to pay fee. So he owes $50 plus 16 hours plus the petty theft.
Correct. I'll go ahead and add a second warrant fee. It looks like he paid it initially after the first warrant fee.
Right.
And that looks like it might have been removed. I'm not entirely sure. I think I see.
I just didn't see that he had paid it.
Yeah, he hasn't paid anything since 2020. So
Okay, that's fine. So he owes the one more warrant fee. That's fine.
cool. I added that to the case.
Now I'm going to go all the way back to 2020 and take a look at. So he's got a 20-day suspended jail sentence hanging over his head. All right. Yeah, I wrote on October 15th of 20 that he was to pay the warrant fees. All right, we're good.
And yeah, he did end up doing that in December.
Right, but then I issued a new warrant for him
Yeah.
after that.
Mhm.
Okay, that's fine. That clarifies things. And Krista, I have a 10 o'clock hearing. It's supposed to be at 8:30 this morning. I got on at 8:30 and they told me that they're on delayed start also. So it's quick, but if it gets near 10, kind of keep an eye out for me.
Okay, yeah.
Well, I read both those guys that element.
I'm sure you did. Are you calling them elements?
Yeah. I'm not gonna use the, like, I'm gonna tell you that elements, I'm required by law to tell you the elements of the offense, which is means what I have to prove on this charge. Summertime.
So what's the next thing you're doing? The chest x-ray and then the stress test, lung stress test?
Yeah, and then I have to go see the sleep doctor, another sleep doctor.
I'm not worried about the sleep. I'm more worried about the cough.
My National Jewish Sleep Doctor can only see people on Tuesdays.
Oh, boy.
I'm like,
don't know how this didn't get put on my calendar. There's a trial on February 28th. Well, it's the, yeah, consolidated trial. February 28th at 8:30. Odds are good I'm gonna have to continue it because my felony trial starts February 28th at 8:30 for that whole week. Go back to Melissa's emails and see what she has going on. Shell can't do it. Ah. COVID really screwed up my life schedule. Well, and all of the restrictions are ending effective tomorrow. So starting Monday's a holiday, so starting Tuesday, everybody's going to start the mad scramble to play catch up. And you have to keep in mind, I haven't taken a new case that's going to be a contested matter since October. And my plan was to be done last week. But now April 1st is my last scheduled trial date. Well, and everything is like now. Everybody has to do things now. So So my first trial starts Tuesday. And this is a trial that's been postponed 3 times due to COVID. And then the following Monday, another trial that's been postponed 3 times, and my client had to be brought up from prison in Arizona. And she's been sitting in the Douglas County Jail since mid-January. We were supposed to go to trial in mid-January, but it got postponed again. For the 3rd time, it got postponed. And and of course, we were supposed to have the pretrial conference for that case this morning, but now it's scheduled for Tuesday at 8:30. So I'm going to be in the courthouse in Brighton, waiting to start that jury trial while on a WebEx hearing with the judge in Douglas County to confirm that we're going to trial the following week. We're ready. It's the DAs that have the problems because they've got witnesses coming in from out of town, 3 different places, California, Arizona, and Longmont. Well, that, and my client's like, this case started in 2019. That's how old it is. But, literally, the first contested hearing was in March of 2020. The week after, March 12th in 2020 is when everything shut down. So our first hearing on March 20th was canceled, and they had to.
Just in line.
Right, the timing sucked. So, again, the next hearing was not till June. And then we had another one in July. Then we scheduled the case for trial that September. That got postponed. Then we were actually in the middle of picking a jury when the DA found out that he'd been exposed to COVID. And the DA's office said, you have to go home. And we're like, literally everyone who had contact with him, we were all concerned. And we're in a small jury room with 65 people in the jury room, in the courtroom. And we're like, you can't have somebody who's been exposed to COVID in a confined space for 3 days. So the judge declared a mistrial, sent everybody home. And then, from then on, things have gone downhill.
That was good. We didn't have vaccines, we didn't have a lot of information about it. It was just,
Well, and the reason, what ended up happening is we took a plea bargain in Weld because my client was concerned because Weld was not taking any precautions at all.
oh,
And so we took a plea bargain there that included a no more jail in Weld County. She was literally going to be moved that afternoon after taking the plea. So she went from Weld to Douglas County to be held for that next hearing. And so we thought, good, we're going to do this hearing and then we'll get everything scheduled. We'll get her released on bond. It's been a cluster ever since. So we ended up having to get her bond reduced, which the judge agreed to because otherwise she would have been sitting in the Douglas County Jail from March 20th to June. And at that point it was June, who knows when June, there was no date certain. And so he said, but I'll let her out on a reduced bond. That whole thing, but it's just like, now I feel like I'm whining all the time, but I still don't know when the new judge is going to start.
uncertainty of it all, like
Right.
horrible.
Tough to plan my life. And again, I still don't know. I mean, it looks like I said it, but I don't know why it didn't get, there's no docket for it or a calendar entry for the 28th at 8:30 for these 3 cases.
I got an email about it. I can't remember the name.
Well, I just found out that he's been filing things. I don't know why they're not getting into my mail. Yeah, he evidently filed things. Notice of affirmative defense. Let's see. Witness disclosure. Yeah, I should have received this. Should have been in my mail.
There's got to be a massive file somewhere.
Yeah. I bet it's in the, Alma is here.
Okay. Christopher, is anybody else signed up on Zoom for right now?
I have people scheduled for 8:30 and 10. So we're really just waiting for the 10 o'clock people to show up.
Okay. So you still have some that signed up for 8:30 that haven't signed in?
I have one that was scheduled at 8:30. It's Brittany Orr.
Again, I think she FTA'd once already. Oh, maybe not. She's on the 10 o'clock.
Oh, she's a 10.
Yeah, she's a 10, but I remember
Okay.
that name. All right.
I do too, but this is the first appearance for the case and there wasn't another hearing.
Okay,
So-
that's fine. Maybe she got another ticket, who knows? All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if you heard, but at 10 o'clock, I have a hearing that was scheduled for 8:30 this morning with the Adams County Court. So I'll be off the bench very briefly. I can leave everything set up here. I'm going to do it on my personal laptop in the office.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work out just fine. I
Good.
imagine people are probably going to join at 10 and that'll give Adam time to talk to them. So.
Okay, thanks.
Mhm. To the person on Joshua's Xcover Pro, have you spoken to the city attorney yet? You should have a notice on your screen that's asking you to join the breakout room.
I don't.
Let's go. I'm gonna close the room and re-add. And then can I ask you your name as well?
It's Brittany Orr.
Okay, thank you.
All right, court's back on the record February 17th of 2022. For the people that are on Zoom, please leave your devices on mute. I will ask you to unmute when I'm ready to call your case. Have you cleaned station 1? Oh, everything's clean? All 3 stations? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, give me a second while I call up the right case.
Mr. Gollin, can I ask you to rejoin the breakout room?
All right, court's on the record regarding Luis Bejarano Granados. If you would come to station number 1, please. Good morning. All right, this matter is scheduled for both sentencing and compliance. I've received a report that's dated for yesterday in the afternoon. And looking at the photographs and the report, it appears the property is still not in compliance. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before we go forward? First, did you receive a copy of the report?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Anything you want to tell me?
I called inspector. Tell them that one guy was going little after they went to inspect. They're going. Now it's not.
You're saying that as of right now, there's nothing there?
Yeah, there's nothing there, but they let, I told that inspector to be. Towing company went there. This after they-
Why didn't you have the towing company go there before the inspection?
Well, they go in many. Not many, but they go in that day, they go free, they're free.
We're talking yesterday afternoon at 2:30 is when these pictures were taken.
Well, it was, it take time to take a day before the people. Was the main concern. And then,
So you're saying the Mini Cooper is gone? The Mini Cooper, it's gone?
And the big in front. Yeah, we got we want to look more. We going to rent a container for the roof, and then we use the same container for dumping things that we taken inside the house, the thing that you see on the picture. The picture. By the way, we go more than half.
Well, I see the, what looks like a pair of seats. I see the motorcycle. I see all the junk piled up against the fence. I see stuff piled up against the house, including a mattress. Yeah. And is the mattress still there? No, not the the motorcycle, the mattress. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Yeah, no, I'm talking about the mattress, not the motorcycle. There's a mattress in the, let's see. Yeah, in the,
Everything inside the house. Not the chair, table. We have all project, more than a half of everything inside already done. Already done.
Officer Baker, I hate to burden you this way, but do you have an officer that could go by the house today?
Yes.
All right, can you come back at 2 o'clock this afternoon?
Yes.
We'll set this matter over to 2 o'clock this afternoon. You need to be back here at 2 o'clock this afternoon. They're going to send somebody over between now and then to take pictures and give me a more current report. Okay? All right, you're free to leave for right now. Stop by the windows. My clerk's going to give you a reminder notice that you need to be back at 2. Thank you, Officer Baker. So this is CM 282556. All right, Jamie McCool, if you would unmute your device, please.
Good morning.
Good morning. Give me a second while I pull up your case.
Okay.
This is EM 14508. And Ms. McCool, do you have a camera function on the device you're using?
I do.
If you would activate that, please.
Okay.
Okay. And I have this listed as Brianna McCool. Is Brianna your official name?
My middle name. They put my middle name down for my first name.
Okay, that's fine. All right. Now I have a document that alleges that on January 12th of 2022 at 12:06 in the morning, in the area of 5990 Dahlia Street. It's alleged you committed the offenses of false reporting and theft. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing?
Yes,
Okay, the city attorney says that he reviewed the elements of both of those charges with you. In other words, he explained what he would have to prove if you decided to go to trial on this case for both of these charges. Did he go over those elements with you?
yes.
And he says that you wish to have the court appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. Are you currently a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces?
no,
And did you watch the advisement of rights video?
I did.
Good. Okay. I need you to raise your right hand for me, please. You swear or affirm under penalty of law that the testimony and evidence you provide to the court regarding your application for a court-appointed attorney will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes,
Thank you. All right, the address we have for you is on Bowles Place in Littleton. Is that still a correct address for you?
no, I am currently in Grand Junction.
You're in Grand Junction? All right.
Yes,
Do you have a mailing address there?
yes, it's 548 and a half Normandy, Normandy Way, Grand Junction,
Okay,
Colorado.
Normandy, did you say place?
Way, WAY.
Okay.
And the zip code is 81501.
Okay, and do you currently have a cell phone?
I do.
The one I had, the last four digits are 7080. Is that still a correct number for you?
Yes,
Okay. Okay. Are you currently married, single, separated, or divorced?
single.
Do you have any minor children that you're responsible for?
No,
Are you currently employed in any way?
no.
When was the last time you were employed?
I was employed last year in February.
Okay, so February of 2021?
Yes,
Are you currently receiving any type of unemployment compensation benefits from that employment?
no,
Are you receiving any workman's compensation benefits?
no,
Are you receiving any type of disability benefits from the federal government or the state government?
no.
Are you receiving food stamps?
Yes,
Do you have any ownership interest in any real estate of any type?
no.
Okay, whose place is it in Grand Junction that you're staying at?
I'm with my mother.
Okay. Do you own any cars, any automobiles?
Yes, I own a Kia
What year?
2011.
Do you owe any money on it still?
I owe, yes, $3,000.
Any other cars or motorcycles or anything?
No,
No, all right. Do you have any ownership interest in any type of financial transaction devices, savings bonds, treasury bonds, retirement plans?
no,
Okay, and how many adults are in the household that you reside in,
including myself.
including yourself?
2.
You and your
Just two.
mother?
Yes.
And so right now, your mother's the one that's kind of providing you assistance to get by on a day-to-day basis?
Well, yeah, she's on disability.
Okay. Does she own the house or is it being rented?
Rented.
Okay. All right. And do you have any other sources of income right now that we haven't discussed?
I just do babysitting on the side.
Okay, that's fine. All right, I'll find that you qualify for a court-appointed attorney. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you in this case. We'll set your case over for a pretrial conference. I'm going to appoint an attorney and I'm going to give them the contact information we just discussed. Obviously, they'll reach out to you before the next hearing. Hopefully, we can arrive at a resolution at the next hearing on this case. So the thing you need to watch out for is my clerks will send you a notice by email of the next hearing date. And then just be paying attention to the calls or emails that you get from the court-appointed attorney. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Do you have any questions?
I have an alternate phone number just in case mine doesn't work. Can I give that to you?
Yes, go ahead.
720-937-1727.
Okay. All right, we'll make sure the attorney gets that. Just give me one more second. Yeah, today's just your arraignment date. Okay, so again, keep an eye out for that email from my clerk about the next court date. All right?
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Sir, you need to get a mask on, please. Just right there by the door. Yeah, that's fine. Andrew Romero, if you would come to station number 2, it's the lectern right in the middle. Good morning. All right, I have a document that alleges that on January 24th of 2022, at about 5:30 in the evening in the area of 4850 East 62nd Avenue, it's alleged that you committed the offense of harassment. Do you understand what it is you're accused of doing? All right, the city attorney said that he reviewed the elements of the charge with you. In other words, he explained what he would have to prove in order for you to be found guilty of this charge at trial. Did he go over those elements with you? Did you watch the advisement of rights video? Are you currently a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces? All right, he's asking me to set your case over to March 17th of 2022 with another case that you have, which is EM 6195. He's indicated that if you complete 16 hours of useful public service, stay out of the King Supers, have no contact with Christine Bennett, and don't pick up any new cases. When you come back on March 17th, if everything is in order, I can dismiss this case. Is that how you wish to proceed? All right, so when you go to the windows in the lobby, my clerks are going to provide you with a reminder notice of the new court date and time. They're going to give you the form for community service. You can do the community service anywhere. It does not need to be done in Commerce City. The only requirement that I make is that the place you do community service must be a legitimate nonprofit agency. Again, find something that you want to volunteer at, make sure they're a legitimate nonprofit, do the community service, bring that proof back with you on March 17th. And then the rest is easy. Stay out of the King Supers, stay away from Christine Bennett, and don't pick up any new cases. If everything is in order when you come back on this case, I'll dismiss it. Do you have any questions? All right, go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerk. Mhm. I'm sorry? Yeah.
And you want to do.
Oh, circle, creature. Hmm? Yeah, 16 hours of useful public service and then the other conditions that are there. No contact, stay out of the King Supers. Okay, Shushan Van, if you would come to station number 3, please. You need to go way back to the original order in this case. Okay, thank you for bringing in the proof of community service in the class.
I want to say it was from 11/21, because last time I told you I did it, I had just walked the paperwork. So I
Right.
had to go back to the lady and she actually remembered me doing it from me.
Okay, that's fine. I'm good with that. I think we're just about ready to close this. The only thing that I find was that there was a warrant and I canceled it the last time you were here. Oh, where's that order? Oh, this is easy. All right, there's that. There's that. All right. Yeah, you paid the warrant fee before and then you failed to appear. I issued another warrant. That one, is it active or is it closed? I saw you in January, so that's closed. Yep, warrant canceled on January 14th of 2022. Community service done, class done. You owe $50 and then the case can be closed. Give me a second while I pull up the original charges. Oh, good. All right, now that, no, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, it's a guilty plea. All right, yeah. So when you go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerk, they'll make arrangements for you to pay the $50. Once that's paid, this case is closed. Do you have any questions? That means that there's nothing more for you to do. Yeah, well, it's on your record as of October of last year, because that's when you pled guilty. And I've never imposed any fines. All you've ever had to pay are the $29 in court costs and one of the 3 warrant fees that I issued in this case. I canceled one. I've held you responsible for 2. You paid $79 before. So all you owe is $50 and that'll close this case. You won't owe us anymore. Any questions? All right, go to the windows, see my clerk.
No warrants though, right?
All right, the warrant's canceled. Everything was taken care of. You're good. Mhm. It's handy that you guys, when the warrant issues, that you copy the whole case into this, because it was a written ticket to start with. But then when things happen after, I have to go through each one of those follow-up appearances.
Now we can have the full thing.
Yeah, so I look at the whole thing, but then I have to look, like, for instance, it was copied but in December, but then he appeared later in January. So I had to look at each of those subsequent appearances. All right, Brittany, or if you would unmute your device, please.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is EM 10148 regarding Brittany Orr. I have a proposed disposition that says that if you plead guilty to the charge of violating the city ordinance regarding an animal attack, the city attorney will dismiss the charge violating the city ordinance of having an animal at large from January 15th of 2022 at about 10:45 in the morning in the area of the 6200 block of Pontiac Street here in Commerce City. Is this how you wish to resolve your case today, by pleading guilty to this one charge and having the other charge dismissed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you watch the advisement of rights video? Do
Yes, Your Honor.
you understand that if I accept your guilty plea to this charge, you are waiving all of the trial and appeal related rights that you were advised of in that video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or coerced you to get you to plead guilty to this charge against your will?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone made any promise to you to get you to enter this guilty plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs, alcohol, or medications that affect your ability to understand what you're doing in court today?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the charge of violating the city ordinance regarding an animal attack on January 15th of 2022 here in Commerce City. How do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty, Your Honor.
I'll accept your guilty plea. Is there anything you want me to take into consideration before I impose the sentence against you?
No, Your Honor. He's a good dog. He is not vicious. He got out because of my son letting him out on accident, but he doesn't attack other people. He doesn't attack other dogs. He's a good dog.
All right, the city attorney has asked, and I'm going to leave the issue of restitution open for 30 days to see if Ms. Huff incurred any expenses as a result of the animal attack. Okay, so how old is your son?
He was 11.
Okay, and he just opened the door and the dog bolted out?
Well, the victim had came over to see if my son could play, and
Right.
when he opened the door, the boy took off and the dog followed, and then he got bit on his. They said that he was bit on his side.
Right. So your son's Leland, right?
My stepson is Leland, but
Okay.
it was my other son that let him out.
Oh, okay.
And since then, we have took new precautions, like we have a latch on the door that if he jumps on the screen, it won't open. So that way, when they do open the big door, that the screen door is still secured now.
Okay, that's good. All right. Yeah, we don't have any prior history with regard to Bentley. He's well described in here. It does look like the other person came to the door, knocked, and the dog got out by accident, wasn't sicked on him or anything like that. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Listen carefully.
Okay.
I'm going to impose, I have to give you a fine because of the actual bite itself. So it's going to be an $80 fine plus
Okay.
surcharges plus court costs. I'm going to leave the issue of restitution open for 30 days to see if the Huffs want to pursue this claim through this court, or if you guys work it out between yourselves, or if they decide they want to go through either their own insurance or through the state court up in Adams County. I'm going to let the city prosecutor have 30 days to determine how they're going to want to pursue reimbursement. It's going to be up to them. All right. I'm going to caution you that if Bentley bites either another dog or another child, the city attorney can ask the court to consider putting Bentley down. I am a dog lover. I never want to put a dog down. Dogs are going to be dogs. It's the owner that I hold responsible. If the dog engages in dog-like behavior, then it turns out bad. If I have to put a dog down, I usually send the owner to jail, just so that you're cautioned. So you need to take all reasonable steps necessary to make sure not to put me in a position where I have to put Bentley down. If I do, somebody's going to jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so take whatever steps you think are reasonably necessary to make sure Bentley doesn't engage in this behavior in the future. When you leave the meeting, my clerks are going to reach out to you by email either later today or tomorrow. They'll tell you what the total is. And if you need them to, they'll explain how to make payment arrangements electronically. And if you need a payment plan, they'll work that out with you. Okay? All right, there was one other thing I wanted to tell you. Let me think. What is it? Oh, if a restitution claim is made for this court, we'll provide you notice of that. If you agree to the amount, we'll simply put that on a payment plan for you. If you disagree with the amount, you need to submit that objection in writing within 15 days of the day you receive the notice, in which case then I'll review the claim, review your objection, and if necessary, set the case for hearing. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions?
No, that'll be all.
All right, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Keep an eye out for that email and have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, you too.
All right, Jose Soriano, if you would come to station number 1, please, right here directly in front of you. And you don't need to bend down into the microphone, just speak as if you're speaking to me with this distance, okay? All right, I have a document that alleges that on January 7th of 2022, at about 5:15 in the afternoon, from the area of 5990 Dahlia Street, that's the Walmart store located here in Commerce City, it's alleged that you committed the offense of theft. Do you understand what it is you're accused of?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The city attorney said that he reviewed the elements of that charge with you. In other words, he explained to you what he would have to prove in order for you to be found guilty at a trial of committing this offense. Did he go over those elements with you? Did you watch the advisement of rights video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. Are you currently a member of or a veteran of the United States Armed Forces? Okay. Now, the city attorney's just advised me that you and he have worked out an agreement. We're going to set this for a new court date. Between now and that next court date, if you complete 16 hours of community service, a one-day petty theft class, and it can be done online, stay out of the Walmart and commit no new law violations other than routine traffic violations. Those don't count. If everything is in order when you come back, I can completely dismiss this case. Is that how you wish to resolve your case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, give me just a moment. All right, when you go to the windows in the lobby to see my clerk, they're going to give you the notice of the new court date. It's going to be at least 6 or 7 weeks out. That gives you plenty of time to get everything done. They're going to give you a referral to the people that put on the class. It's like I said, one-day class, and you can do it virtually if you can make all those arrangements. It's important that you contact the people right away because those classes fill up fast, and you want to make sure you can get one completed before the next court date. When you finish, they're going to give you a certificate of completion. It's your responsibility to make sure that certificate of completion gets submitted to my court on or before the next court date. My clerks are also going to give you the form we use for community service. You can do the community service anywhere. It does not need to be done in Commerce City. The only requirement that I make is that the place that you pick to do it must be a legitimate nonprofit agency. You know, Salvation Army, food banks, Meals on Wheels, animal shelters, your church, your school, wherever. Just make sure it's a legitimate nonprofit. Do the work, have them fill out the form. And again, it's your responsibility to submit it to the court on or before the next court date. And then the rest of this is easy. It's stay out of the Walmart and don't pick up any new cases. If everything is in order when you come back, the case gets dismissed. And because of the nature of the case, we can even have it sealed, but you have to be in full compliance before that can happen. Do you have any questions about what's expected of you? Okay, go to the windows in the lobby, see my clerks. They'll have the paperwork there for you in a few minutes. Mhm.
Judge Jackie and Ruth Ann are all over it. They have all this stuff. They're working on it. I told her we were going to try next Wednesday.
Judge,
Yes, sir.
can I clarify that was Jose Soriano that appeared in person and Trushan Van also appeared in person?
Yeah, that was, yeah, Mr. Van appeared in person, CM 296616. And then the last guy was Jose Soriano, CM 303566.
Okay, with those two appearing, that is everybody except for Mr. Starkovich, who was on Trushan's case.
Yeah, he didn't need to appear.
Okay, cool. He registered, so,
Oh, yeah, he didn't need to appear.
all right,
Only if it was going to be a contested hearing, and it wasn't.
okay. But yeah, then that's everybody that's registered for Zoom this morning.
All right, so Mr. Morvillo didn't register?
No.
It's a running joke. We don't have anybody else registered, according to Chris. And I assume nobody else is here in person, right? I was just going to wait till I saw Mr. Soriano leave in case there were questions. So nobody's out there? All right. Chris, I guess if nobody else is registered, we can go ahead and shut down the meeting, and I'll go off the record in recess.
Alrighty, sounds good. We've only got a few registered for the afternoon as well. I think it's 3 defendants so far that have registered.
Okay, and what's the charge on the trial?
No lights,
No headlights?
no lights on the vehicle.
Yeah, it's a paper ticket.
You off the record or on the record?